Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Hosting.com Labs. I'm Brian, and today we're talking about moving your website. Now, moving a website could mean a few different things. Anything from switching web hosts, to migrating to a new platform, to transferring ownership, or even escaping a contractor who's been holding your site hostage. And this one's a real nightmare. If this feels like a daunting task to you, you're not alone. Many people put this off because it can be hard to know where to start or what to do next. But with some clear instructions, you can have a positive and painless experience. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to move a WordPress site yourself, what to do to migrate away from a platform like Wix or Shopify, or how to pass everything off to the experts at Hosting.com if you'd rather not touch any of it yourself. So, let's get into it. We're going to cover 3 scenarios in this video. You can skip to the one that fits your needs, or watch all 3 for a better understanding of the overall process. Let's get started with a WordPress migration. If your site runs on WordPress, you've got the most straightforward path to migration possible. With WordPress, you have complete access to the files and database that power your website. This means that you can move everything cleanly and in its entirety exactly as it exists today. The 2 most common methods are the plugin method, which happens mostly inside of WordPress and is easier and suits most people. And then there's the manual method, via cPanel or another hosting tool. This will provide the most control, and it's worth understanding even if you choose the plugin method. Let's start with method 1, using WordPress migration plugin. There are 2 plugins worth knowing here: All-in-One WP Migration and Duplicator. Both are free, well-maintained, and handle all of the heavy lifting for you. All-in-One WP Migration is slightly simpler, so I'm going to explain to you how that one works. Step 1, you'll need to install the plugin. On your current site, visit the WordPress dashboard and then navigate to Plugins. You can click Add Plugin, then search for All-in-One WP Migration. Once you've located it, click Install Now, and then Activate. Next, in the sidebar, open the new All-in-One WP Migration menu and click Export. Use the Export Site To menu and select File. The plugin will then package up your entire site, both the files and the database, into a single zip archive. Once it's ready, you can click the Download button to save it to your computer. From here, head over to your new hosting account and install a fresh copy of WordPress. On that new site, install the All-in-One WP Migration plugin like we did in step 1, but this time, navigate to All-in-One WP Migration and select Import. Here, you'll upload the file that you downloaded in step 2. Next, after the import has finished, navigate to Settings, select Permalinks, and click Save. This will update your new server so that all of your page URLs work correctly, the same way they do on your old server. Now you're ready to repoint your domain to your new web host. I'll explain this step after I cover the manual migration process. Method 2, manual migration via cPanel. This manual method has a few more steps, but it's helpful to understand if you're ever stuck or lost, even if you stick with the plugin migration method. You'll need to download both your site's files and its database for a successful migration. Starting in your current host, access your site control panel and navigate to the file manager. If your host uses cPanel, this is literally named File Manager. Within the File Manager, navigate to the public web directory. For most hosts, this is named public_HTML. Select everything you see in this directory, compress it into a zip archive, and download that zip file. Next, head back to the control panel dashboard and navigate to phpMyAdmin. Select the database for your WordPress site and click Export to download it as an SQL file. Now you have all of the files and the entire database that powers your WordPress site. Head over to your new host and access the cPanel there. Navigate to the Databases section, create a new MySQL database, add a new database user, and assign that user to the database with full permissions. Take note of the database name, username, and password that you just created, because we're going to need them in just a moment. Next, open phpMyAdmin, Select the new database, click Import, and upload the SQL file that you downloaded earlier. After this, navigate to the File Manager, open the public HTML directory, and upload the zip archive that you downloaded from your other web host. Once this upload has finished, you'll need to right-click on the zip and extract it. Then you can delete the uploaded zip file after everything's extracted. Before you leave, locate the file named wp-config.php. You'll need to edit this and update the database name, the database username, and the database password that you created earlier. After this, you can save and close the file. And now you're ready to repoint your domain to your new host. So don't forget your domain. Once your site is fully ready on the new web host, you need to repoint your domain, your site's web address, to this new location. This part happens at your domain registrar, the place where you purchased and manage your domain settings. This process looks a little different for each registrar and web host. Generally, you'll need to log into your domain registrar and navigate either to the DNS or name server settings. Here, you'll update the DNS records to match the values provided by your new web host. You can find hosting.com's name servers right inside your control panel, or our support team can help you retrieve them. Now, depending on the time to live or TTL settings for your old DNS settings, this next part could take a while, anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to fully propagate around the world. You or your visitors might continue to see your old site at any point throughout that window. But don't panic if these things look inconsistent. Everything will eventually settle on the updated value. If you're moving from a website builder like Wix or Shopify, the process is quite different. By design, it's very easy to get started with a website builder. Also by design, they're rarely easy to leave. For most, your site's content lives as settings inside their platform rather than in a database or inside of files that you can easily export and move elsewhere. Which means moving from Wix or Shopify isn't so much a transfer as it is a complete rebuild using your existing content as reference. Yes, it does take quite a few steps, but the result is almost always a more flexible and capable site. So these extra steps are worth it. Let's talk about moving from Wix to WordPress. Wix doesn't give you access to your site's underlying files or databases, so you can't export your site in the way that you would with WordPress. Instead, you'll need to extract your content and media files by hand. If you have a substantial number of pages or blog posts, you may want to consider a paid migration service like CMS to CMS. Starting with your page content, navigate your Wix pages one by one and copy the text into an external document. Depending on the size of your site, you may just want to put all of this in a single document, or you might want to create separate documents per page or per section of pages. If you've configured the SEO settings for these pages, you'll want to capture those values too. From the Wix dashboard, you can navigate to Marketing and SEO, then SEO Tools, then SEO Settings. Here you'll copy the SEO values for each page, especially the title and meta description, right alongside the page content you've already saved. I recommend just putting it right in line with the rest of the content in that document. To capture your images and other media files, you can open your Wix dashboard and navigate to Media. Select each file that you wish to keep and click Download. You can select multiple files at once by holding Control on Windows or Command on Mac OS as you make each selection. Then repeat this process for each folder that you might have in the Media Manager. A quick note on video files, you'll have to download those on the front end because there is no download button inside of the Media Manager. If you maintain a blog on Wix, you can capture the 20 latest posts from your site's RSS feed. You can navigate to your website and then add /blog-feed.xml to the URL, like example.com/blog-feed.xml. Looks like this. Right-click on the content, then choose Save As or Save Page As to save it to your computer. Make sure that the file name includes the .xml extension. It's important to note that this XML file is text only, which means that it only includes the URLs for any images that appear in your post, not the image files themselves. But if you install the WordPress plugin Auto Upload Images, it will automatically fetch and upload these files when you import the posts into WordPress. With all of these pieces in hand, go ahead and visit your new WordPress dashboard on your new web host. If you haven't already, this would be the time for you to install a fresh copy of WordPress. Then navigate to Pages inside of the WordPress dashboard and click Add New to create each of the pages that you're replacing. You could upload your media files as you go, as you're creating each individual page, or you could navigate to Media, click Add New, and upload all of them at once so that they're ready in the media gallery for you to select as you're creating those pages. To import your blog posts, navigate to Tools, then Import, and select the RSS importer. Here, you can upload the XML file that you saved earlier. Remember to install and activate the Auto Upload Images plugin first if you want it to fetch and update all of those images in those blog posts. Otherwise, you're going to have to do that step by hand. For managing your SEO in WordPress, you'll want a plugin like Yoast SEO or Rank Math. You can navigate to Plugins, then Add New to search for, install, and activate one of these or any other plugin. After you've added everything into WordPress, you're now ready to repoint your domain and eventually cancel Wix. Now let's talk moving from Shopify to WordPress and WooCommerce. Shopify migrations follow a similar principle, with one important difference. Shopify makes it easy to export your product, customer, and order data. For each data set, in your Shopify admin, you'll navigate to either Products, Customers, or Orders, and then you'll click Export in the top right corner. Here you can choose the scope of the information you want to capture, such as all products or all products created after a certain date. Then you'll want to select CSV as the output format and download the file. As with Wix, image files will need to be manually downloaded from Shopify, then re-uploaded into WordPress separately. Inside your new WordPress site, if you haven't already done so, you'll want to install and activate either WooCommerce or another e-commerce plugin. You can do this by navigating to Plugins, then Add New. We'll continue with WooCommerce for this example. Once it's installed, navigate to WooCommerce, then select Products, and then click Import. Follow the instructions in the WooCommerce product importer to select the CSV file that you exported from Shopify. Next, you'll map the fields to all of their counterpart here in WooCommerce so that all of your new WooCommerce products will have all of the existing data. Before you import any customer data, though, you'll want to be aware of any consumer protection laws that may be governing your shop. And before you attempt to import any order history, strongly consider if you want WooCommerce to be the location of record for all of your orders or only the orders that it creates moving forward. Many shop owners prefer the clean break and the fresh start that comes with switching e-commerce platforms and choose not to import any of their past order history. Once everything is tested and you're ready to go on your new WordPress site, you can go ahead and repoint your domain and welcome new visitors. A quick note on other platforms. The principle is the same across all the different site builders. Export anything that provides an export feature, download all of your media files, manually copy text or other values that can't be exported, then rebuild in WordPress using your content as the source. Once it's ready, point your domain to the new host. I recommend asking the hosting.com support team for advice or help before you get started because they could probably save you a lot of time and headache. Which brings me to my next point. Let hosting.com do it for you. If any of these steps that I've described in this video sound like an annoying hassle to you, I have great news. You don't have to do any of this yourself. Hosting.com offers free website migration as part of our hosting plans. Not a self-service tool, not a guided wizard, but actual people, real Hosting.com staff who will move everything for you. Here's how that works. Step 1, choose your hosting plan. You could pick shared hosting, hosting for WordPress, or any of our managed plans. Select the option that suits your site's current needs. Step 2, contact our support team and tell them that you want to migrate an existing site. They'll ask for a few details and guide you through the entire process to facilitate a secure transition. Step 3, relax. We'll handle the rest. We'll migrate and test your entire site, ensuring zero downtime. Our support team remains available 24/7 after the migration too, if you need attention for anything. The whole process takes less than 24 hours in most cases. Oh, and it's completely free for sites on our WordPress and cPanel plans. For WordPress sites specifically, our managed WordPress plans include migrations handled by specialists. Whether you've got a single site or hundreds, we will move them, we will test them, and your visitors won't notice a thing. Best of all, the risk of switching to hosting.com is essentially zero. All of our plans include a 30-day money-back guarantee, which means that you could try everything, including our migration services, before fully committing to anything. How great is that? No matter which migration route you took, there's one final piece that applies to everyone: updating your domain. As I explained back in section 1, you can get everything in place on your new web host before you update your domain. Visitors will only begin to see your new site after you've pointed your domain's name servers to your new host. It's absolutely fine to move your site to hosting.com while continuing to manage your domain elsewhere. And if you'd like to transfer your domain registration to hosting.com as well, you could do that too. Here's how that works. Step 1, you'll visit your current domain registrar, log into your account, and navigate to your domain settings. Most registrars will lock domains to prevent unauthorized transfers, which is good security on their part. Step 2, you'll look for a section or a link labeled domain lock or transfer lock, or even simply a lock icon. If your domain is currently locked, you'll need to request a transfer authorization code. Your registrar may call this an EPP code or an auth code. Upon request, they'll email this code to the address on file for your domain. Usually this is instantaneous. Sometimes it could take a while. Step 3, visit hosting.com/domains/domain transfer and enter your domain name. When prompted, provide the authorization code you received. Then begin the transfer. Step 4, and this is important, check your email for 2 separate confirmation emails, one from your current registrar and another from hosting.com. You must approve both in order to complete the transfer. Step 5, wait. ICANN, the governing body for all domain registrations, requires a transfer period of up to 7 days. Your domain will continue to work normally throughout this time. One important caveat: you can't transfer a domain that was registered or previously transferred in the past 60 days. If you've recently registered your domain, you'll need to wait out that window before initiating a transfer. In the meantime, you could still update the domain's name servers to quickly point visitors in the right direction. I'm glad you're still with me. We've covered a lot, so now let's pull it all together. Moving a website doesn't have to be a burden. If you're on WordPress and want to do it yourself, you can use the all-in-one WP migration plugin for the easiest route, or you can manually transfer things via cPanel if you want full control. If you're moving away from Wix, Shopify, or another platform, export all of the things that you can, then import or rebuild in WordPress using your current site as the foundation. And if you want a totally hassle-free option, let the team at hosting.com migrate it for you. We can do it for free, usually in under 24 hours, with 0 downtime and a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. Then, once you're ready for visitors, point your domain name servers to the new site and welcome them with open arms. And if you want to transfer that domain, you can request an auth code from your current registrar, then initiate the transfer at hosting.com/domains/domain-transfer. Keep in mind that domains cannot be transferred within 60 days of registration or any prior transfer. You can find a full step-by-step guide for everything I mentioned in our knowledge base at kb.hosting.com, and our support team is available 24/7 to answer questions and provide help along the way. Links to everything I referenced are in the description below. With that, thanks for watching Hosting.com Labs. If you've avoided switching hosts because moving has always felt like a headache, now you know it doesn't have to be that way. We'll see you in the next one.